Transformers 96 here with another review, this time the Transformers 1 Jazz, and this is his Battle Ready, or Battle Damaged, I can't remember what it's called, but it is the Battle Jazz. So yeah, so this is pretty much just a repaint, remold of the original Jazz, and this came out in 2007. Although it is an old figure, I actually just got it because I wasn't collecting Autobots until a year after Revenge of the Fallen came out, and when that happened, I just never ended up getting Jazz because he came out in the first movie, and although I went back and bought a lot of the second movie, Autobots, of course they never made him again because he died, so I just never got him. So I finally purchased this Battle one, as well as the original one, and just reviewing him now. So yeah, so here he is in his sports car. Very compact. It is kind of wide and everything, but hey, it looks good. Overall, pretty cool. I'm gonna kind of go over semi-fast with this with the car mode because I did already review the original one. But I do love in the windows how when you look in, you can't tell that there's like robot parts and stuff in there. It looks pretty nice and really neat, and I'm glad to see that. As far as the paint, I compare the two Jazzes together in my regular Jazz review. So if you want to see a comparison, watch that. But there are some slight differences from this to the regular. As far as the gray, it's a little bit shinier and lighter, and then the tinted windows, this is more of a turquoise while the other one's more of just a blue. But overall, pretty cool. I love the way that the back looks right here. Very neat and everything. So extremely cool. It looks pretty nice. A little size comparison. Here he is with Skiz and Mudflap from Dark of the Moon. As you can see, they are kind of small. Because they are from the Dark of the Moon toy line, so although they should be bigger to fit in with Jazz, the toys did get smaller between the movies, so they don't fit perfectly. Here he is, just one more comparison. Q and Soundwave, same thing again. The Dark of the Moon toys have gotten smaller, so they're not quite in scale with the movie 1 stuff, unfortunately. But yeah, he does come with a different weapon, which is pretty nice. I'm not quite sure what you'd call this. This is like a spear gun thing, but it does fold out, and here's the massive thing. It does shoot, of course. Let me just put it on. You can put it on, with the lawns. You can put it on like this, but when you put it on with the car, you probably should fold it up because it is quite large. And it goes on pretty easily. Oops. Let me just take that out while I put this on. There's just a clip in the back, and it just goes on. Unfortunately, it is slightly hard to get on. There we go. Ah, what the heck? It came off the thing. Hold on a second. Here it is on. Sorry about that. This little guard kind of popped off. But yeah, it's on just so that you can see it shoot. Let's just shoot it. It's got quite a strong shot. The missile does look pretty cool. It's got a really interesting kind of like energon, electricity type of look there, and looks neat. So overall, it's pretty cool. It can sit on the back, of course, and it is on hinge so that you can point it where you want it. Overall, it looks pretty neat, and although the car looks much better without it, it is still it does look nice on the car. Alright, so now on to transformation. Transformation for him is pretty simple, not too many difficult things, but what you want to do is just pop this back up, and you can rotate it. If you want to, you can just pop it off the hinge right here, because this does become a shield, or you can just leave it on, whichever is fine. You can extend the back. I don't know, there you go. It's on a kind of a tough hinge, but you can extend the back and rotate it just like this, where you can rotate out the feet, and then the heel pieces. There you go. Let's pop out the heels. There we go. Just like that. And then you can just rotate this whole section down. Just go up a bit. You can have like a walking car if you so desire. So yeah, now this is the complicated part. You have to split this front end and kind of pull each part up, which I find to be extremely difficult because of the hinge that they use. Oh man, I might even have to do this off camera. There we go. Oh my goodness. This double hinge right here for both of the Jazz's figures right here is incredibly hard to move, and it just takes a lot of force just to move it up. But yeah, so that's what you have to do. Now let's do it on the other side, because I had so much fun with the other one. Just, you can rotate this out to get out of your way if you want to rotate the hand up. There we go. So there you go. So the arms, you know, you bring them up. They're very annoying, and if you want to, sometimes the hands just flip out by themselves, or you can flip them out if they haven't already. You take this back piece and flip it down, and just move it up to the wheel. Same thing on the other side, of course. Move it up and flip it up to the wheel, and then you just move this part up, move this part up, and then you can rotate it down. Just like this. Rotate it down. Just like this. And then you can move this part to the other part. It's on a double hinge, so you just have to, you kind of need to use two hands to get it to move the way that you want it to. But yeah, right here. And then there you go, and then there are the arms completed. So very nice. Alright, so now you want to attach this like crotch piece right to the upper torso. You can just pop it in. There you go. It does make quite the snap on this figure for some reason. I guess maybe it's just this figure of mine that oops, I actually need more battery, so hold on a second. Sorry about that, I ran out of charge. I haven't touched the figure as far as doing anything else in the transformation, so this is where we were at. So now it does have like a little automorph kind of feature, which is when you push this this back piece down, the head will come up, and then the chest, this part will come out, or the back pieces go in, but somehow this front part is out further than these two. So let's see it. Moving it down, and just hold it. There you go, and it just pops. And then I think these pieces go back. It's very hard to see though, because not much happens. But then there you go, and then you have the official Jazz all transformed. This is the Battle Jazz. So overall, he looks pretty cool. Just camera, and just overall, the actual figure is very nice. Of course, I do go over the actual what I think of the actual figure in my regular Jazz review. But the key differences with this one is that, of course, he has the battle damage look, and in car mode it doesn't show at all. But robot mode is where you can see the battle damaged. So just so that you have a comparison, here's the regular Jazz up against with it. As you can see, he has a lot of like kind of shredded knee pads over here, as well as thighs, and even the upper thighs are a bit shredded there. Really cool looking. And then the face on the right side has a bit of like a shredding kind of damage look. And the way that they represent that is by doing, of course, they had the piece all cut and all serrated and almost like a crushed look. But then they have a black to kind of show like the inside of the robot, and then they have like an energon blue, which is kind of like their blood coming through. Really neat, and I love that look. Just super cool, great idea to do it. And what's so awesome, and what we don't get really anymore, is that when they did a battle damage back in 2007, you know, you got a figure that had remolded pieces like crushed and everything, and with some nice cool looks. Nowadays we'll get some kind of like you know, stealth mode, and it'll be painted black and purple, something that has nothing to do with anything. And if they ever did a battle damage one, it would just be repainted, and it wouldn't be repainted this good, by the way, but there would be nothing remolded. So it's so awesome to get a figure that's actual really cool battle damage, which is great, and such a great figure to do the battle damage with, because of course he is the one that meets his demise in the movie. So really do love that, and the battle damage was done so well. Love the blue energon seeping through. Sorry, he's kind of backpack heavy when you have the spoiler and the back end on it. He's a little bit back heavy, so sorry, it keeps falling. But overall, really wonderful, and I absolutely love it. Other than that, pretty much the same. Of course, over here the Autobot symbol is painted silver. Here it's painted black, just so you can see it. There you go, you can see it right there. Yeah, and overall nothing too new as far as anything else. It's pretty much the same colors. Of course, the color of the gray is a little lighter on this one. And look at that battle damage. Wow, So cool, really well done. An incredible look. Absolutely love it. The only thing, I apologize once again. First I ran out of first I ran out of charge. I just ran out of space. Very sorry this review's been choppy because I've had to stop it. But overall, really like the battle damage look. There's really nothing too new about it. The figure is still good. They didn't really do anything else but make it battle damage. The only thing I would have wanted is some battle damage on the arms. The arms are completely clean. There's nothing wrong with them. So even if they just did one arm with, like, you know, some shredding or something, that would have been cool. The only other thing that I would have really loved is if they designed the waist here that's on like a double hinge, like kind of pin over here. I wish that they designed it the same way that they have this connected on this hinge that is removable. I would have loved for them to do that, so then you can easily break apart the waist from the body. Man, this is hard to close. There we go. So that you can break apart the waist from the body and have him split, because of course that's what Megatron does. He rips them in half. So I would have loved for them to do that. That would have been a fairly easy thing for them to do as well, but they didn't, unfortunately. Not a huge disappointment, but still definitely disappointing. But overall, really do love it. The battle damage, great. And if they're gonna do a battle damage with somebody, and definitely Jazz was the one to do. And I just absolutely love this. He you know, definitely when you're posing him in like battle scenes and everything, this battle damage one just looks a lot cooler, looks more interesting, and just really awesome. Overall, a great figure. I mean, if you got the regular Jazz and you didn't like it, don't get this one because it's basically the same thing. But if you got the first Jazz, you like that sculpt a lot, you're a fan of the character, and you want a little interesting kind of looking Jazz, this is a great one to get because of the battle damage. Really well done, and I probably wouldn't have recommended it if it was just painted on, but because there's a lot of remolded parts, it is definitely worth picking up. So yeah, so just to show you him with his gun, what you can do is obviously flip this up and then extend it, so now he's got a very long, almost like spear gun, and then you can just open his arm here and then just plug it in, and then he can have his large weapon. I've seen a review where they like this weapon better. I certainly don't. I think although it does look nice, the other one just is a lot cooler, so I definitely like the other one better. But hey, this one is pretty neat. It's not like they gave us a horrible one when they took away this one. They gave us a nice one to replace it, although not as nice in my opinion. But you do get some more plastic, and it does have a firing missile that fires quite well. So overall, that's my very review of the Transformers 1 movie Jazz Battle Jazz. So there you go. Thank you for watching.